If you are 70, 80 years old, 12. Key life lessons to focus on before time runs out time. The unseen teacher. Time is an extraordinary companion, both our teacher and our silent observer. When we're young, it feels like an infinite expanse, filled with dreams and unfulfilled possibilities. We march forward, confident that we have all the time in the world to build our vision of a perfect future. But as the years add up, we come to understand just how delicate time truly is. Its boundless nature narrows into something precious, urging us to live with intention rather than merely drifting along. Today, I want to share 12 principles that might help you lead not just a happy life, but a meaningful and unforgettable one, no matter how much time remains. Together, we can build a life rich in love, connection, and tranquility. These principles are not just about managing the time we have left. They are about creating a deep well of fulfillment, something that will endure in the hearts of those we love. Whether you're embarking on a new chapter or have been exploring your life's pages for a while, these insights are intended to help you embrace each day with greater meaning and grace. Let's take this journey together, a journey towards living more deeply and purposefully. 1. Prioritize relationships, the foundation of joy. As we grow older, one truth becomes more evident than any other. The relationships we nurture form the very foundation of our happiness. When we reflect on the decades gone by, what stands out are the people we loved, the laughter shared around crowded tables, and the small but powerful moments that left us with a feeling of belonging. Nothing compares to the joy of knowing that we've touched someone else's heart in a positive way. I remember my neighbour, Mrs. Evelyn, a spirited lady who lived 2 doors down. In her 80s, she still made time every Sunday morning to call her old friend Gladys. The two had grown up in the same neighbourhood and been best friends for over 60 years. Despite being separated by thousands of miles, those calls were a constant reminder that true connection doesn't fade with distance. Evelyn often said those conversations were what kept her spirit young. She had a simple belief: the people we love are the anchor that keeps us steady in the tide of time. It's not the hours we count, but the memories we make. How can we prioritize relationships in our own lives? Start by reaching out. It could be as small as sending a message, giving a call, or paying someone a visit. These small acts, when done with intention, build unbreakable bonds. And if there are relationships in your life that have grown distant or cold, now is the time to rekindle them. Don't wait for the right moment. That moment is now. Life is far too short to bear the burden of resentment. Forgive, reconcile, and let your heart become lighter. 2. Leave a legacy. What will you be remembered for? When we think about leaving a legacy, we might imagine grand accomplishments, wealth, monuments, achievements that earn accolades. Yet the most profound legacies are often the ones shaped through everyday kindness and quiet acts of love. The truth is, our legacy is crafted not by what we own, but by how we touch the lives of others. I remember hearing the story of John Miller, a man who wasn't wealthy by society's standards. John was a high school history teacher, known for his kindness and ability to inspire his students. Over his 35-year career, he never achieved fame. But when he passed, hundreds of his former students gathered to honor him. They spoke of how Mr. Miller had made them feel capable when they doubted themselves, and how he had always seen potential in them that they couldn't yet see. This was John's legacy, not riches or accolades, but the gift of belief that he planted in so many young lives. Think about what you want to be remembered for. It could be your values, your wisdom, or the love you shared with your family. Write letters to your loved ones, share your stories, or pass down those family traditions that mean the most to you. Small gestures like sharing your favorite recipes or putting together a photo album can be powerful symbols of love that live on. What matters is not grandeur, but authenticity, your genuine imprint on the hearts of others. 3. Nourish your spiritual life, cultivating inner peace. Our spiritual journey is a personal one. For many, it's a path toward connecting with something greater than themselves, be it through religion, meditation, time spent in nature, or moments of quiet reflection. As we age, the need to nurture this connection becomes even more profound. It's through these moments that we often find peace, especially in a world that can feel increasingly chaotic. One of my dear friends, Frank, practices meditation every morning. He's not a particularly religious man, but he believes deeply in the value of reflection. He'll sit on his porch with a cup of coffee and watch the sunrise, taking time to simply exist. Frank says those quiet minutes help him stay grounded and cultivate a sense of calm that lasts throughout the day. When I take that time, he told me once, I'm reminded that no matter what else happens, I have this moment of peace to start from. Spiritual growth doesn't require grand rituals. It can be as simple as taking a few minutes each day to think about what matters most, whether it's love, kindness, gratitude, or forgiveness. Forgiving others and yourself is one of the greatest tools for inner peace. Let go of the burdens of the past and make space for healing. Practice daily gratitude, savoring life's simple pleasures. Gratitude is a perspective that transforms ordinary moments into treasures. As we age, practicing gratitude becomes increasingly vital, especially as we face the natural challenges of life, health issues, loss, or simply the inevitability of growing older. Yet even amid struggles, there is always something to be grateful for. I think back to my grandmother, who lived to be 94. Every morning, she would sit by the window, look out at her garden, and smile. One day, I asked her what she was smiling about, and she said, "I'm just happy to see the flowers still blooming." Even at the end of her life, she found joy in something as simple as the sight of petals opening to the morning sun. It taught me that true joy isn't about grand moments, but about those small, fleeting glimmers of beauty we often overlook. What are you grateful for today? It doesn't have to be anything monumental. Maybe it's the taste of your morning coffee, the warmth of the sun on your face, or the laughter of a loved one. By focusing on these moments, we shift our perspective from scarcity to abundance. 5. Embrace simplicity. Let go of the unnecessary. There is a profound freedom that comes with simplicity. After years of juggling responsibilities, raising children, building careers, managing households, many of us eventually crave a simpler, more peaceful way of life. But simplicity isn't just about decluttering our homes, it's about letting go of emotional and mental clutter too. Take Sally, for example. After retiring, she found herself overwhelmed by the sheer amount of things she had accumulated over the years. Not just objects, but obligations and old worries that weighed her down. One day, she decided to downsize her home, donate what she no longer needed, and let go of past grievances. I realized that the things I owned were starting to own me, she said. Once she made the decision to simplify, she felt lighter, more able to appreciate what mattered most. Think about what's cluttering your life. It might be physical things, or it might be old fears, worries, or even relationships that no longer serve you. Now is the time to let go and make space for what truly brings you joy. 6. Accept the flow of life. Embrace change with grace. Aging comes with inevitable changes. Our bodies, our roles, and our relationships evolve. But rather than resisting these changes, we can learn to embrace them as a natural part of the journey. Every wrinkle tells a story. Every grey hair symbolizes the wisdom we've gained through lived experience. My Uncle Robert was a man who embraced his age with an openness that I found inspiring. He would often say, "Every new day is a gift, even the ones where my knees hurt and I move a little slower." He had a knack for seeing beauty in each stage of life, no matter the challenges. When he lost his lifelong friend, he mourned, but he also celebrated their years of friendship with joy. He taught me that embracing the flow of life doesn't mean avoiding pain. It means recognizing the beauty in each season of our journey. Think about a change in your life that you've resisted. What if, instead of fighting it, you embraced it? How would it feel to accept the natural course of life and move forward with grace? 7. Live on your own terms. Be true to yourself. At this stage in life, it's time to fully embrace who you are. Many of us have spent years meeting the expectations of others, as parents, spouses, professionals. But now, the call is to live for ourselves, to be unapologetically ourselves and to pursue the things that bring us joy. Martha, a retired accountant, always wanted to be a painter. She told me that for years she had put aside her love for art, believing that it was frivolous. When she finally retired, she bought herself some paints and canvas and started creating. Today, her paintings fill her home. "I might not be a professional," she laughed, "but I'm doing something I love, and that, for me, is living fully." What have you always wanted to do but never took the leap? Now is the time. Whether it's traveling to a place you've dreamed of, picking up a long-forgotten hobby, or simply embracing a new way of dressing, you've earned the right to live your life authentically and fully. 8. Find joy in routine. Create daily rituals that nourish. A fulfilling life is made up of the small routines and rituals that provide structure and comfort. It's not always the big, bold moments that sustain us. It's the little things we do each day that bring us peace. Think of George, who always starts his day by brewing tea and reading a few pages of poetry. He calls it his touchstone, a ritual that anchors him before the day begins. These simple rituals, whether it's a morning walk, quiet time with a book, or an afternoon spent tending a garden, are the fabric of a contented life. Take note of the moments in your routine that bring you happiness. Consider how you might add or adjust small rituals to nourish your soul. It could be as simple as taking a moment to look out the window each morning or reflecting on your day in the evening. The key is to savor these moments as opportunities for mindfulness. 9. Continue learning. Keep your mind active and engaged. Just because we've been on this earth for many years doesn't mean we stop learning. In fact, one of life's greatest joys is keeping our minds open, curious, and engaged. Learning can invigorate our spirits, offering a sense of accomplishment and discovery. Take my friend Jane. At 72, she decided to learn Spanish, a language she had always admired but never pursued. She spent her evenings practicing, taking delight in every new word she mastered. It wasn't just about learning a new skill, it was about reminding herself that growth doesn't stop at any age. Her enthusiasm was infectious, and it inspired those around her to explore new interests of their own. Is there something you've always wanted to learn? Whether it's a new language, a musical instrument, or a subject that has always intrigued you, it's never too late to start. 10. Practice self-compassion. Be kind to yourself. It's easy to look back on our lives and dwell on the things we wish we'd done differently, the mistakes, the missed opportunities. But practicing self-compassion means treating ourselves with the same kindness we would offer a dear friend. It's about recognizing that we're human, imperfect, and still worthy of love. A friend of mine, Alan, struggled for years with regret over past decisions. But one day he decided to forgive himself. He said to me, "I've carried these regrets long enough. It's time to let go." Alan started writing letters to his younger self, filled with understanding and forgiveness. He said it was one of the most liberating things he had ever done, giving himself permission to be imperfect. What's one thing you can forgive yourself for today? Let go of self-judgment and embrace a mindset of self-love and acceptance. 11. Stay active. Movement for body and mind. Aging often brings a temptation to slow down, but staying active is crucial for both body and mind. Physical activity doesn't have to be strenuous. Gentle movement, like walking, stretching, or dancing, can make all the difference in how we feel. Maria, an 80-year-old dance enthusiast, still attends a weekly dance class at the local community centre. She doesn't worry about keeping up with everyone else. She simply loves the movement, the music, and the joy it brings her. She often says that dancing keeps her connected to her body and to the world around her. Find ways to keep moving, whether it's gardening, walking, or any activity that brings you pleasure. Staying mentally active is just as important. Reading, solving puzzles, or learning something new can help keep your mind sharp and engaged. 12. Embrace nature. Connect with the world around you. There is something deeply restorative about being in nature, whether it's sitting by a lake, walking through a park, or simply listening to the birds outside your window. Nature reminds us that we are part of something larger, something constantly changing and renewing itself. My friend Thomas spends time every afternoon in his small garden. He says that tending to his plants makes him feel grounded. He loves the rhythm of it, the way the seasons change, the small joys of seeing something he nurtured grow and bloom. "It reminds me that life is always moving forward," he said. "No matter what happens, there's always something new just around the corner." Take a moment to step outside today. Feel the breeze on your face, listen to the rustling leaves, or watch the sky change colors. These moments in nature are not just refreshing. They are reminders of the beauty in every part of life, living fully in the present. As we reflect on these principles, nurturing relationships, leaving a legacy, embracing simplicity, and continuing to learn and grow, we begin to see that a meaningful life isn't about the number of years we have left, but about how we choose to spend those years. Life is about being present, finding joy in the small, simple moments, and making decisions that nourish our hearts and minds. What small changes can you make today to live more fully? Maybe it's reaching out to an old friend, finding a new hobby, or simply spending a few moments in gratitude. No matter where you are on your journey, know that each day is a new opportunity to live with joy and intention. If this message resonated with you, consider sharing your thoughts. Let's support each other as we navigate the journey of life. Embrace every precious moment, live with intention, and find peace in the beauty of the present. Until next time, take care and remember to savor every gift that time brings.